There we go. Okay, let's see here. Can you see me? Goodness, I love all the technical difficulties that I have on Facebook. Oh, okay. Hello. Welcome, welcome. It's Karen Haley here. Welcome to the Gut Love community, and you're in the right place if you're a mom and you are struggling with gut issues. I just have to fix this because I don't think you can see me here. Love Facebook Live, but always technical problems. All right, there we go. You can see me. Hi. How are you guys doing today? I said it before. Let me say it again because I was having some technical difficulties. It's Karen Haley, the digestive coach for moms. And I am just going to say welcome. Hello. Welcome to the Gut Love community. We're back again for another Facebook Live session. So I'm going to get comfortable. You get comfortable too. I had my tea in my hand. Now I'm getting weird pop-up things on my phone. I don't think there's anything I can do about that. I hope you guys can see me okay. And the weather here, I live in Maryland. I think I've told you guys that before. I live in Maryland, and the weather here today, it's a little bit cool and a lot windy, actually. But the sun is out, so that's lovely. So I'm wondering, how are you doing today? Tell me how you're doing. You know, when you have gut struggles like Crohn's or colitis or celiac or IBS, some days are up, right? And some days are not so good. I'd love to know how you're doing. Whether you are joining us live or you're watching this after the fact, I'd love to know what's up with you. How are you doing? So since I asked that of you, let me tell you how I am doing. I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good, thank you. Over the weekend, I went to visit my dear friend. In fact, several of my friends were there in Pittsburgh. And I, of course, brought all of my own food with me because when you move beyond medicine and you're like me and you use food to help keep those symptoms quiet, and I have Crohn's disease, so keeping those symptoms quiet, when you do that, it's easier if you take your food with you. I need to do a Facebook Live on bringing your food with you when you travel and eating out and how all of that works because it took several years for me to figure that out. I would love to be able to share with you guys some of the things I've learned over the years, and hopefully you can share with me what you have learned too. But anyway, I went to my friend's house, and so I brought a bunch of food with me, and that worked out really well because sometimes when you travel and you're trying to stay on a particular eating plan and you eat out, you might get glutened or you might get grained, but it actually did work out well. We ate most of our meals in, which is always the best thing for me. And I did bring some things, but I kind of had a hankering. Yeah, I'm going to use that word, hankering. I kind of had a hankering for this stuffed spaghetti, not spaghetti, stuffed acorn squash that I make. It's got dates in it and apples. It's really, really good. Bacon. You can't go wrong with bacon. And so I made that, and it's really big, so I had leftovers, and it's just a wonderful warming and soothing thing for your gut. So it worked really well for me. So I was really happy about that. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I'm wondering, how did you do? How are you doing this week? How are you feeling? How is life going for you? So let me know. Again, whether you're watching this live or you're watching this after the fact, let me know. Say hi. And I'd love to get to know you better. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about moving beyond medicine and how you know if it's the right time for you. And there are several things you might be asking yourself. And so I just wanted to go over some of those things. And for me, I know that I was hearing a lot from doctors saying, well, you know, food has nothing to do with your illness. The food you eat and your illness really, they have nothing to do with each other. And that really, it never made sense for me. I listened to it for a long time, but that never really made sense to me. And I want you to know that if you're in the right place, if you're watching this video, if it's going to be beneficial for you. And so if you've heard that and it doesn't make sense to you, then yeah, you're definitely in the right place. And also if you've heard what is it? if you've seen, you know, like other people, when you see other people that are using all kinds of natural things, you might be seeing that around you. You might be seeing a lot of people using other natural remedies, and you're kind of wondering, I wonder about those, and I just wonder if they might work for me. Or maybe you're using medication, and that's going really well for you, but there's a little piece missing, and you're just thinking that possibly I could add to it. Possibly there's a way that I could combine the two. So you're definitely in the right place if you've been thinking about those things like, how is it possible that food has nothing to do with my illness? If you're thinking, maybe I should add some natural things onto my medicine. You know, you want to combine the two. Or maybe you're just seeing people around you that are doing that, seeing people that are around you that are doing the same thing. And so if those things resonate with you, then you're definitely in the right place for this video. So grab a cup of tea and, you know, join me, take a load off and join me, and we're going to talk a little bit about this. I'm going to give you 5 ways to know if it's time to move beyond medicine for you. Well, so what I find is that it's not really surprising to me that many people are thinking in this way, because it's kind of all around us right now. You know, should we use food, or are there maybe some things in my life like stress? Are there things, sleep? Are there things that I could be doing other than just taking medicine to help heal from my gut issues? And we all have what I call this wheel of wellness. And if you haven't heard me talk about the wheel of wellness yet, let me just give you a brief overview of what I'm talking about. Moving beyond medicine is about having this wheel. So if you think of a bike wheel, and it has all of these spokes coming off of it, and then at the center of the wheel, that's you. And all of these spokes are different things that you can do to help heal yourself. And if you only had one spoke on a bike, would that work? It really wouldn't. The wheel would not really turn and keep it going on the bike. But if we have multiple spokes in that wheel, and for us, when we're moms and we're dealing with gut issues, those spokes might look something like this. One spoke might be your primary care doctor. And one spoke might be your gastroenterologist, and one spoke might be your yoga instructor and your functional medicine doctor, and hopefully you have a health coach in there too. So you are creating, when we move beyond medicine, and of course one of those spokes might be medicine too, but when we move beyond medicine, it doesn't mean that we're giving up medicine. If medicine is working for us, it just means that we're finding different spokes in our wheel so that we can put together this wheel of wellness. Does that make sense? So that's when I talk about this wheel of wellness. When we move beyond medicine, we want to develop this wheel of wellness where there's multiple ways that we can use, depending on the circumstance. We might even use them all together, but there's multiple things that we can do to help us heal from our gut struggles. And so if you're thinking about moving beyond medicine, you want to start thinking in terms of, what are the different things I could have in my wheelhouse? And my wheelhouse is going to be different than your wheelhouse. One of the things I've really noticed, and you probably know this about other illnesses as well, but especially I've noticed this with gut issues, there is no one-size-fits-all approach. It is different for everybody. So my wheel of wellness is going to be completely different than your wheel of wellness. So I hope that that makes sense when we're talking about moving beyond medicine. But now, how do you know? How do you know if it's time to move beyond medicine? So here's my 5 ways. 5 ways that you know if you're thinking about this, or if these things are happening in your life, it might be time to think about trying something else besides medicine to help heal, or adding that thing in to help heal your gut. Okay, so here's number 1, and this is one that I'm really just all too familiar with. you've had gut struggles, you've had Crohn's or colitis or IBS or celiac, you've had those things for a long time, you've been seeing a doctor about it, and things are just not getting any better. Not only are things not getting any better for you, but you are sick and tired, the quintessential sick and tired of being sick and tired. And that's what happened for me, in all honesty. That's what helped me make and choose that path to move beyond medicine. That's what did it for me, because for 20 years, I took all the medicine that my doctors told me to take, and I went to all the doctor's appointments and listened, and I wasn't getting any better. And not only was I not getting any better, but I was having multiple surgeries, and I just was not feeling well. And I had had almost 10 feet of my bowel removed. And so that was the brick that hit me over the head that said, yeah, it's time to move beyond medicine for you. But it might not be that for you. Here's another way number 2 to know if it's time for you to move beyond medicine. And way number 2 is this. You know it's time to move beyond medicine if you've just been diagnosed with one of the gut struggles that I've been talking about here, and you've been to the doctor, and what the doctor said totally freaked you out. The doctor said you're going to be on all of these medicines and it's going to have all these side effects, but don't worry about it. And you came home feeling like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And you're really freaked out. You're frightened by what you heard. If this is new for you, but you're feeling like, I don't know that that's the right path for me, it's kind of scary, you know it's time to at least explore this idea of moving beyond medicine. Okay, how else do you know? You also know in way number 3. And way number 3 is this. If you're thinking, well, you know, the medicine I've been taking has been working really well for me, but it hasn't healed or really quieted my symptoms in the way that I want it to. What if I added some of these other things on to what I'm already doing? So now you're looking at this combination approach. You're looking at this combination approach to health. What if I combine medicine with food? What if I combine medicine with yoga? What if I combine medicine with acupuncture, right? So, and remember, it doesn't have to be just one thing with this wheel of wellness when we have all of these spokes. The more spokes you have, and you may not be using them all at the same time, but the more spokes that you're educated about, the better your wheel can support you. So that's way number 3. If you're looking for a way to combine the two, then yeah, and you haven't tried yet, then yeah, it's definitely time to try that approach. It's definitely time to use the medicine and move beyond with some more natural ways as well. And then we have number 4, way number 4. If you're thinking about the side effects that you've been going through and they've just gotten to be too much for you, then it's probably time to move beyond medicine. When we deal with gut struggles, we're talking about a lot of different medicines here. We're talking about 5-ASA drugs. We're talking about immunosuppressive drugs, steroids, antibiotics, even things like Motrin can be disruptive, so anti-inflammatories. So we're talking about a whole list of medicines that you might be on, and possibly you are really feeling bad about the side effects that you're having. Side effects like weight gain or weight loss. Side effects like rashes or even hives, headaches. And you know what I found interesting when I was taking a lot of these medicines? Even though it was for my gut, sometimes some of them would actually give me gut pain. So there's all of these side effects that you might be having, even emotional side effects if you're on things like steroids, like moodiness and irritability and anxiety, and for me, depression. So if you're having these kind of side effects and you're thinking, you know, I'm really done with this, I'm sick and tired of these side effects that all these medicines are giving me, then that's a good way to know that, yeah, it's time to move beyond medicine. And so we went through 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's talk about the 5th way that you know if it's time to move beyond medicine. And the 5th way is this. Are you now thinking to yourself, I'm done with this let's just quiet the symptom approach, and I really want to get to the root cause. I want to get to the root cause of what is going on with me. If you're thinking about this total shift in what and how you heal, if you're thinking about this, what is actually going on at the root cause versus let me just quiet my symptoms, if you're thinking about that, then yes, you are ready to move beyond medicine. Now, we talked about these 5 ways that you know if it's time to move beyond medicine, and I just want to recap them. So the first one is the one that I'm really all too familiar with. That's number 1, you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Way number 2 is you've just been diagnosed and you already know that you're kind of frightened by some of the medications you're being asked to take. Way number 3 is when you want to combine these approaches. You see the benefits of the medicine that you're taking, and you see the benefits of a more natural approach that uses things like food and lifestyle and mindset, and you want to combine those 2 approaches. So that's way number 3. And then we have way number 4. Hey there. And then we have way number 4. And way number 4 is you're sick and tired of the side effects of those medicines that you're taking. You are done with the weight gain and the moodiness and the irritability and the anxiety or the side effects from immunosuppressive drugs like lymphoma. And you're thinking, these side effects are not okay with me anymore. Then you know it's time to move beyond medicine. And the last way, the 5th way that we talked about was this idea of root cause medicine. Do you want to get to the root of your problems rather than this symptom relief type of approach that medicine offers? So, what do you think? What did you say to these things? Is it a resounding yes? Was there one that you related to? Or is it maybe not the right time for you? And if you said no, that's okay. Because I know for me, it took me 20 years. I mean, really imagine that. 20 years. I don't want it to take you 20 years, but you know what? If this is not the time for you, and it has to be the right time, because moving beyond medicine, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of dedication. There needs to be support in place to even get started on it. So I know that it may not be the time for you. And also something else that I wanted to mention is that what it will look like, remember that wheel of wellness I was talking about? What it will look like for everybody is so different because everybody's wheel, even when you move, even when 10 people say, yes, I'm going to move beyond medicine, it is time for me, even when 10 people say that, you're going to come up with 10 wheels of wellness. Now listen, I am not a doctor here, and I am not telling you that it's time for you to move beyond medicine. I am just planting seeds. I'm putting them in your head so that you can then go back to your doctor and say, hey, you know what? I've been thinking about trying a food approach, or I've been thinking about trying acupuncture. I've been thinking about trying to get to the root cause and maybe seeing a functional medicine provider. This is for you to just plant these seeds in your head, and then you can go back to your medical provider and you can say, this is what I'm thinking of. What do you think would be best for me? Right? So that's really what I was hoping to do here. Now, if you were one of those people that said, you know, I've really been thinking about it for a long time, Karen, and one of those things you said, it really resonated with me. And I think, yeah, maybe it is time. Maybe it's time for me to move beyond medicine. Well, I don't want to leave you hanging with just that thought. I want to be able to tell you something you can do about it. And that's why I'm really excited. I'm excited because I created a cheat sheet for you. A cheat sheet when you say, yes, I'm ready to move beyond medicine. It's a cheat sheet that's going to allow you to do just that. It's called 7 Tips to Move Beyond Medicine. It's a more natural approach to healing your gut. So 7 tips to move beyond medicine and heal your gut naturally. It's a cheat sheet, and I'm going to put the link for it I'll put it in the comments right above this video so that if you want to, you can click on that link. And I made these 7 tips really simple. Things that if you choose, if you know you're ready and you want to move beyond medicine and you decide it's the right path for you And remember, I'm not saying that that means you're going to give up all your medicine altogether. For me, it took me 6 months to do that. And for you, it might be several years, or you might never be ready to do that. It might just be you take this combination approach. But if you're ready, and you're ready to either combine approaches, or you're ready to move beyond medicine, I want you to be able to do it today. And so I made these tips in this cheat sheet, just really simple. Things that you can start on and you can start to see results in, even better, right? Things that you can start to see results in immediately. So if these things resonated with you, if it sounded like something you're ready to do, go ahead and do yourself a favor and click on the link that's there. Click on the link, get this free cheat sheet, and you can start to move beyond medicine today. That's all that I have for you guys today. I hope that you'll let me know how this information went for you, how it sat with you, what ahas you may have had. I hope you'll let me know that whether you're watching live or you're watching after the fact. I hope you'll let me know that in the comments below. I'll be back right here on next Thursday at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, and we'll talk about another topic that relates to moms and gut health. Until then, I'm going to wish you much gut love and happiness all week long. Mwah! Bye for now. I hope you guys have a fabulous weekend, and I hope that you're able to use some of these tips to move beyond medicine. Bye.